If you haven't subscribed already, ring that bell to get notified when new movies are posted. Chris Young here from HomeKit Geek. By your vote, Nanoleaf Canvas is what we're looking at today. If you didn't get a chance to vote, it's probably because you're not subscribed. So what are you waiting for? Ring that bell to get notified new videos every week. So let's dive right in. The Nanoleaf Canvas is a modular tactile light square installation. It is color temperature from 1200 to 6500 kelvins. So you've got like late day versus bright daylight, color range of 16.4 million colors in full RGBW, red, green, blue, and white. Each individual square is about 6 inches by 6 inches, 5.9, 5.9, and weighs about 0.44 pounds. It is Wi-Fi accessible, 2.4 gigahertz. So unlike the Nanoleaf Aurora, you actually get the microphone built into the canvas, which allows you to visualize your music. So that's built into the system. You get, in the starter pack at least, 8 squares plus 1 control square, a 24-watt power supply, and you can power up to 25 squares per power supply, up to 500 squares per control square. So you can build out a very large system. And the combination of the tactile light squares and the OpenAPI and SDK means you can do things like create interactive games like Whack-the-Mole that I'm showing right here. Let's take a look. So Nanoleaf has always been a company that doesn't do what everybody else does. They bring us different designs. They're very concerned about design, and they're gonna create products that pop, that make people look at them. You're not gonna want to have this hidden somewhere. They really do, at least in my opinion, create works of art. And the Nanoleaf Canvas is no exception. Just like the earlier Nanoleaf Aurora, the Nanoleaf Remote, the Smart Ivy bulbs, right? This works with Apple HomeKit. You're going to get Amazon Madam A, you get all the above. And this is really intended as a piece that is going to go on your wall, and it's going to be interactive. It's going to be something that people look at, that people want to touch. So you're really going to want to put it somewhere where it's going to be accessible to be touched. These are not the least expensive. You can see here on this wall, I've seen estimates online where a wall like that would cost you upwards of $10,000, $15,000. So be aware of that. The box is solid. All the instructions are there. The Apple HomeKit code is there. So one thing actually that I didn't mention previously is this is the first Apple HomeKit product that I have seen that actually allows you to add it to HomeKit using the NFC chip. So that's pretty cool. For me, personally, I ended up just using the standard old the HomeKit code. So I haven't actually tested out the NFC chip, but where I see a huge advantage of that is if you're going to move this around, if you're using this as an installation piece, you could potentially just connect your phone to that new network, tap the NFC chip, and away you go. So this here is the control square, and you can see it's got this little sticker that tells you what all those buttons do. But this is really the brains of the device. This is where the Wi-Fi is going to be in, and you're going to be able to manually shift this, so you don't even need to connect it to a Wi-Fi network or have this connected to a smart home ecosystem to be able to use it. So on the back here, you've got that NFC chip again. You've got your HomeKit code, all that good stuff, all the information you could possibly need. And you can see these are the link connectors. So you got a lot of possibilities in how you want to build this thing out. They've really done, I feel, a great job in making sure that you can kind of express whatever you want to in your personal installation. So looking at the squares themselves, you can kind of see they're split into this diffused plastic, and they have this almost like a cross in the middle of them. So you're actually going to be able to see that effect as the light shines through, which is personally, I think it's a pretty cool effect. At least, you know, it's something that does draw your eye to it. So you can see here, this is standard North American power, and the power supply is that same link adapter that you're going to get, which is how you're going to connect the Nanoleaf Canvas squares. So these here are just going to break off, and that's how the power goes through. That's how the control goes through. It's a really elegant, simple design. So as you're connecting these together, you're just simply going to slide these in whichever direction that you want them to go, and that's it. That's how they connect. It's that simple. So also included in the box is the 3M kind of foam tape, the adhesive, which is going to allow you to stick these things to your wall. I would really encourage you guys to think about exactly where you're going to put them before you start just placing them on the wall. I have seen that tape damage walls before, so heads up on that. So I did something a little different than most people, I think. At least I haven't seen this yet. I actually went out and bought a frame, or more accurately, a shadow box. And I decided that for a couple reasons. Number one, hide the cable. I didn't want to be able to see that. And the other reason that I really like the idea of the shadow box is it stops me from adding on new tiles, because these are really cool. I can easily see someone getting carried away with just adding on more tiles and more tiles and more tiles. So what I did is I just kind of got into a shape that I thought I would like, and just took my drilled right through the back of the shadow box, brought the power supply through, and this allowed me really easily just to string that power through and not have to worry about the cables anywhere. The other really nice thing and the advantage of doing it this way is if I ever want to move this, no damage to the walls at all. It's literally just like moving a picture. It's like anything. We're going to test a little bit here on the floor. You can see there the cable is just off to the right. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Looks great. At least I think so. So now let's flip over to the Nanoleaf app, and we're going to add the canvas here into Apple HomeKit, connect it to our network, all that stuff. So basically, we're just going to go over to the settings tab there, and it looks like I have some firmware updates to do on other devices. So I'm just going to tap on My Devices, tap on the plus sign in the top right-hand corner, and select the device that we want to add, which is going to be, of course, a canvas. So it's going to basically take us through the assembly time. They're going to say is about half an hour. Mine was a little bit longer, but again, I didn't put it on the wall and I mounted it in the shadow box. So it's going to let us know how that works. Now we're going to be able to do the HomeKit setup code. So we're just going to scan this in. And once we do that, it's just going to push over the current Wi-Fi settings, what you're currently connected to. So make sure you're doing this while you're connected to your home Wi-Fi network. And after a little bit of time, this will connect to your Wi-Fi network and add itself to Apple HomeKit, which is, that's exactly what we said we were going to do in the video. Typical HomeKit setup, you put it in a room, you can rename it, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to throw this in my office. I'm actually going to hang this on the wall in my office. And then we click on the Done button after we rename. Make sure it's really clear. It's the Nanoleaf Canvas. There's not another product called Canvas, but you know what? I like to be clear. Naming conventions, super, super, super important. Trust me. And now it's going to take into the orientation setup. So this is something that's kind of cool. You can see where it's identified where it's actually plugged in by the lightning bolt, the power symbol there. And in the bottom right-hand corner, of which I'm kind of tipping it around now, is the control tile, the control canvas itself, right? So this allows you, depending if you have this in like a landscape or a portrait mode or how you want this laid out, allows you to change it so that your gestures, your swipe up, your swipe down, swipe left, right, those kinds of things actually are operating in the right way, right? You need to tell it which way is up, essentially. Then we just click on the Done button, and that's really about it. And so now it's just like the Nanoleaf Aurora, the light panels. It's the same application. You're going to go in and it's really a lot of the same thing. So you have the ability to have a static scene, dynamic scenes. You have your rhythm scenes. And the additional thing that the canvas has is the interactive scenes, which is kind of cool. Of course, you can also go and download it's not quite third-party content, it's developer-created content that different developers out there, designers, have created new themes, new interactive games that you can download to your own device. So the experience here is always evolving, which is pretty cool. So you can see here that I've got a dynamic scene, and this is just going to keep going. There's actually a really cool one that's kind of emulates a koi pond that's blue with oranges that pop up. You've got the rhythm modules here, so I'm just snapping my fingers, and you can see here that it's actually it's going to respond to me doing that. And the last one here is a demo of the Whack-A-Mole interactive game. This is something that's a little gimmicky. I can see it kind of being fun at maybe family night, family game night. I can definitely see pulling this out on the table and just playing around with my kids with this. There's also, I think Simon is the other game that's available on these currently. And I expect there to be more games that start to be developed as more developers kind of jump on board of the system. It's definitely something I haven't seen elsewhere, and it's a really interesting idea. And that brings us to the end of the Nanoleaf Canvas. This is definitely a work of art, and I hope you guys dig the fact that I put it in a frame. Let me know, put it in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you see value in this product? Is this something that you would add to your smart home? Definitely post any questions below. I'll try to get those answered as quickly as possible. Likes are always appreciated. Shares are always appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already. Why not? Just click that bell. New videos every week. And if you want to learn how to make your house just a little bit smarter using Apple HomeKit, check in the bottom of the video details where there will be a link to my Udemy class.